Okay, what we have here is a makeshift ladder for the roof. Is something that I thought about. Just wanted to record this. We'll see how it works, but I already climbed on top of it. And what it is, this is a 25-foot escape ladder made for a 3-story house. You know, in case it catches on fire, you can have a way to escape out the roof, or escape out of the house if the house caught on fire. But I'm using it for a makeshift ladder to climb up the roof, because this roof is so steep and the shingles are getting so old, it's about impossible to stay on the roof. So what I've done here is I've gotten this tow cable. It was an Army tow cable. And what I've done here is, I'll show you what I've done. You could take a vehicle or something to do this also, but I took this John Deere tractor, which probably weighs over probably almost weighs 1,000 pounds. Probably it's an older John Deere tractor, which is pretty heavy. And you can see that I've tied it off around the axle here, and I've circled around it to keep it in place. And then up here you can see where I've taken and I have put this tow cable, and I've tied it off on this. And so basically, where you can see where I've let me try to zoom in on it here. Put it on the escape ladder. These little steel pipe is where it goes around the window casing you get when you go to escape. So I wanted to try this. I thought about it. Just me on this house, and there was a shingle that come off on the roof. So basically, I needed a way to climb this steep roof without having, starting on top of it, so I can replace the shingle up here. It blew off. This roof is getting old and it needs to be replaced. Right here is where the replaced shingle, or the shingle that I need to put back up there is. And like I said, I already climbed up the ladder, and I went up it and down it with pretty much no problem. The only thing here is that I found out already is that these steel little prongs that stick out. Now this is made for when you walk down a house, it sticks out so you can, you're not butting up against the wall. Problem of it is, when you walk up the roof, you don't want that sticking out. Actually, what you want is, you want to have like this kind of laying flat against the roof, so it's not digging into your shingles, and so where you can still walk on that. You can, when I first raised this up, you can see where it took, and I thought it might do this even. It pulled the shingles up on some of these, so I'm gonna have to fix that. But like I say, it's makeshift. It's kind of work in progress there. I think what I'm gonna have to do is, when I use this for future, maybe, is take one or two things. Either just cut these off, or if I wrap some duct tape around right here, cut off right here, or either cut those off, probably the best thing to do, or I could wrap some duct tape around this right here. These edges right there is what's going to hold onto the shingles, is going to lift the shingles up. And I thought about that before I actually put it up there, but I wanted to see what it would do, if it actually would. Sure enough, it did catch. So what I'm going to do now is, I'm going to take and I'm going to climb up this. I ain't going to be able to hold this. I'm going to fix that roof shingle, and if I get it all complete and everything, I'll show you where I've completed it and climbed up. I might climb up with the camera here in a minute, so you can see that I can go up it. So I'm going to put this on pause for a second, and let's see what happens. Okay, well, I climbed up the ladder. It held in place pretty good, and I did replace that shingle. You can see where some are kind of lifting up because I had to lift up the other shingles to nail it down. That's where it'd probably be a good idea if you had some glue. I'm gonna look for some glue to see if I have any, but if you just could put some glue underneath each one of those tabs there, then I mean it's not gonna come up. I think it won't come up anyway, but it might if the wind gets up enough or whatever before it can settle back down with the heat. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to take and, if I can do this with the camera very well, I don't know, maybe too dangerous, but also it'd probably be a pretty good idea to have some wasp spray. There are wasps up here, and so what I'm going to do right now is try to attempt to climb this with the camera. Okay, you can see here what I'm doing. Okay, and I'm just gonna climb right up it so you can see what I'm doing. Oh. Okay. Here's where I had my cable around that. You can see the lawnmower down there. And you can see back down the roof. You can see a lot of these shingles on the roof are worn pretty good. That's where this roof needs to be replaced, but I'll do that here pretty soon. So now what I'm gonna do, you can see here again, I've turned around, and right here is where I replaced the shingles. You can see there's some worn areas in there. On these shingles, the granules pretty much come off the roof. Looks like there you can see another shingle right there. Look at it slipping down. So that might have to be replaced at a later date. But you see that shingle slipping down, it's probably come loose from the nail head. And also though, you can see how these spots in here is where the granule are missing. They've gotten old. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back down here. Now it'd be easier without this camera in my hands, where I can kind of negotiate this better. So, that's the last one. Okay. And that one have to flip around here. This is not very easy with this camera in my hand. Okay. But this experiment with this with this ladder, it's made for a fire escape, has worked out pretty well. Now this ladder is supposed to be rated at 1,000 pounds, so I wasn't too worried about it, you know, any breaking on it, the strap or anything. And the tow, that Army tow cable there, I mean, it would hold, you know, 1,000-pound log or more, made for towing logs or heavy equipment or whatever. So here again, you can see here, I've got it around the axle, and then I got it around here. So also what I did was, I mean, when I first started climbing on it, you know, I just, you know, put a lot of tension on it and see how everything was going to hold in place. But, you know, this is a way, though, I guess you could do it. I've never seen anybody do it like this. It's something I thought up, but if you do something like this, it's definitely do it at your own risk. I'm not telling you to do it. So, but this is a way to be able to climb up the roof. You know, I'm just one person. It makes it kind of difficult. Everything worked out just perfect, except, like I was saying earlier, these little steel things that here stick out. So they had to kind of be laying like this on the roof, and when you pull it up the roof, the problem of it is it's going to hang on these shingles, so they need to be cut off, or it needs to be like a rounded duct tape or something to where it cannot catch, you know, on these edges. So, you know, that's the thing. I mean, I either need to cut those edges off or put some duct tape around it to just make it make it larger where it's not so sharp, to where it's not catching on those. Now, something else I also did before I started filming is all of these steps were together. All 25 of them were together, and what I had to do was I had to set them on top of the edge of the gutter. They wasn't hanging over the gutter, so when I did pull them up the roof, they wouldn't be hanging on the gutter. You know, they would be hanging on this gutter right here. If I hadn't originally all set them on top of the gutter, on top of the roof, you know, so then I could easily pull that ladder up top the roof. So you definitely want to do that. You don't want to put the ladder up like this and then try to pull it up the roof, because it's going to catch from each one of these ladders. So anyway, like I say, this is something I've tried. It worked out pretty well. You know, like I say, it's a do at your own risk. If you try something like this, make sure it's safe and do it right, and good luck.